We're live.
Hello.
Hi, folks.
How are you?
Welcome to episode 17 of the GSP podcast, or the GSP team podcast. So today we're mostly talking about competitions, what we've got coming up as athletes and promoters and everything that's kind of going on, I suppose, in the lead up to this final half of the year, which is stacked and packed, and there's going to be a lot going on.
We're in halfway through it.
I know, it's crazy to think,
A lot has been done, and there's a lot more to be done. A lot more to come. Yeah, it's going to be a busy few months for us, for sure. I suppose this is what we do. So
we asked for it.
We asked for it. The strongman life didn't choose us. In fairness, we kind of chose it. We somehow ended up with this busy stuff. But anyway, we'll crack into it. Suppose we're going to look at your comps first. Is it?
Yeah. We'll start off yours, Ayshea.
Oh, okay. So it's been a while.
OSG Europe.
It's been a while. Yeah. Last time I competed, ISW in March. That was Paddy's weekend. So OSG Europe's coming up the 11th to the 13th of August in the Cillein in London. So it's 3 days competition, very much the same as what we have over in America for the Worlds. So 2 events for the first 2 days, and then 3 events.
No, it's 2 each day.
2 each day, is it? I thought we had 3 on the final.
No.
Just shows how much notice I take of everything, lads. I just do what I'm told sometimes.
Sometimes.
Excuse me. Yeah. So no, looking forward to that, because like I said, it'll be the first run out in like 5 months almost at that stage. So so that'd be good. Again, be competing against people I've never competed against. So that's pretty cool.
It's always exciting.
Yeah. So not sure who's in the mix. Like I know a lot of the girls that are going to be competing in the Masters category. So, but it'd be really cool to see some new faces and put myself up against them as well. So it should be a good comp.
What do you think of the events?
I really like the events. I was saying to you there, I know people think I'm mental. I'm so happy there's power stairs. I've never done a power stairs.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I've been wanting to do power stairs, and there's power stairs at UK's last year naturals, and I wasn't doing it. And I was like, oh shit, missed the power stairs. So I was so happy to see that. The bit of training I've started doing for it, I actually like it. Technically, I think I'm going to be good at it. Again, with most of the problem with me is conditioning, getting my ass into gear with being conditioned. Even steeplechase isn't phasing me. I'm not letting any of the things I would kind of like. I've had a good run at it, and then I had a crap run at it, and then I'll have a good run at it. It'll be okay. I'll get it done. So I think we have on the first day it's log and car yoke, not car yoke, super yoke.
Just super yoke.
Yeah. Log and super yoke. The second day is the
deadlift and Husafel?
Deadlift
or
shield.
Carry?
So the shield carry. I'm looking forward to that as well.
How heavy is the shield?
110?
120.
Okay. So
good weight, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
And that's
good weight.
the lightest, isn't it?
Can you wear a grip shirt with that, or you just?
I don't know yet. I have to check.
They usually don't allow grip shirts
at OSG.
At OSG, so I'm assuming OSG Europe will be the same.
Yeah. I'm not too worried about that. Like plenty of chalk will be grand.
Yeah.
I'm good at Husafel, so I'm hoping that the shield will be
a bit easier. Is it off the plinth or just off the ground?
I'd say it's probably off the ground, but again,
hopefully,
most of our stuff like OSG is normally off the ground. There's no plinth.
I prefer it off the ground. Yeah.
We were talking about this before. I think we're stronger.
Yeah.
Actually, shouldn't
Off
say
the
that.
ground.
I'm really weak off the ground. Just in case anyone decides to change that. But so I'm looking forward to the shield. We have a shield here, so I'm lucky that we do have a shield. Is 100 kilos empty, so that's a bit of a bonus.
It's a big bulky one as well.
Yeah,
compared
so
to the other ones are quite thinner.
Which is great. And I always said the crappier your equipment to train on, the better it is when you get to good equipment.
Don't be calling my equipment crap.
It's
just different, okay?
It's different, yeah. So no, looking forward to that. And then on the final day, we have the steeplechase and the power chair. I'll need a power chair afterwards. Power stairs. So it's gonna be cool. I'm looking forward to it. So be good now.
They're cool events and they're different.
Oh, a deadlift ladder.
Deadlift, you mentioned that. You mentioned deadlift. Day one is, or day two is deadlift and the shield.
I think the heaviest that's 210. That's gone up to. So that should be a blitz.
220 unit, is it?
220,
anyway, it's well within your.
You do that no straps.
No straps, no suit, straight through.
Yeah.
Be happy enough with that. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it. So and I do like that layout of the 2 days. 2 day and 2 a day.
Do you like that? Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I think.
Do you get bored in between?
No.
No, you're fine.
I'm fine. I get to rest.
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. It kind of sounds nice.
I'm like a
Just having just
dinosaur. I
two
need to get.
events.
I
Yeah.
suppose, yeah.
Actually, you can actually recover in between the events and go in ready instead of
Yeah,
be
you get
still
to eat a
dying
bit. Yeah.
and then having to go back out.
Yeah.
You have that time to actually eat. Like, and
Yeah.
I don't eat normally through that 5 events
Yeah.
running straight after each other, or I get a tiny bit of food in.
Mm.
And I'm actually, I suppose, again, because so long at it now, I'm actually really good at controlling my adrenaline. So I'm not
up and down,
up
all
and
over
down,
the
or
place. Yeah, it's a
you know,
skill.
bring it up,
It's a
bring it
big
down,
skill to learn.
calm, and then back in again.
Yeah,
So yeah, no, I do like that. I think if you decide to give it a rattle,
yeah,
that 2-day event will be very beneficial to you.
It's interesting. I am. It's not really much of a show, is it, in comparison to a Giants Live
Yeah.
or UK Strongest Man? You know, where they have a quick 3-hour turnaround, they blitz all the athletes through it, but it's a real spectacle and a show.
yeah.
It's actually, someone said it to me over at UK, it's one of the athletes actually, he goes, that OSG is just a live stream. That's how he put it. And I was like, you've got a really good point there actually, because it's hard to sit down for like 8 to 10 hour day and watch 300 odd athletes do the same event over and over again, essentially, and then do the next event over and over again.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know, where am I going with this?
Okay.
And I know with OSG Europe, they're trying to make it more of a spectacle by reducing the amount of athletes. So what do you think?
I don't think.
What do you think is better?
No, let me reel this back again.
Yeah, I just
If originally I think this was done because OSG Worlds was over 2 days and people were coming from all around the world, and if you were out on the first day, you were fucked, you were gone. So I remember the 2017 when I went, I didn't make it to the second day, so I've travelled all this distance to do 3 events or 4 events, I think it was on that day. I'm trying to remember.
I suppose what I'm trying to get at is, what do you think is the better format for the sport?
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying to you why it was actually done that way.
I know that, yeah.
Better format for again, we talk about spectators versus athletes. Obviously, the show running 5 days and maybe having a final on the second day, having a load of events and then having your second day of a final, or just one full day is obviously.
Yeah, I think the difference is with OSG, you've got people. You know, they got like about €270 to pay for the entry fee.
Yeah.
And they got to spend all that money going over there. So
Exactly.
I think OSG should be more about the athletes than it should be about the people viewing it, because
Yeah.
you know, you're getting these athletes, it's for them to try and like grow themselves in the sports. So I think you should really just put the viewing experience aside and actually just more focus on the athletes, considering how much money the athletes are putting towards it. Like, it's different like when you go to like Giants Live, they pay for everything, and
is a
you're
show.
like they're paying for you to do it. So like they'll just run you through the 5 events in one go, whatever happens. Whereas
It's more for the spectators.
with the OSG, because especially when you've got people who haven't broken into the sport, and you know they're still trying to kind of find their way in that. Like, I think you should give them a little bit more leeway and kind of spread it out. As you said, because you don't want to fly over halfway across the world and just get kicked out the first day. It's just kind of, it'd be very, very disheartening.
It would. It's a fair point.
Yeah.
And I suppose the next question is like, for the weight class athletes in particular. So it's different for you guys, right?
Yeah.
You get to compete in Britain's Strongest Woman this year, which is brilliant. We'll talk about that in a while. You get to go to UK, say, and stuff. You got to go to Britain's Strongest Man. What does that mean for the under 73, I suppose, women and the 19 men, as an example? I suppose, is that why the popularity of Clash became such a big thing for them?
So, yeah.
Because that's what it essentially was. Is
like
a proper show for weight class athletes.
For the men, but not for the women. If you look at the women now with the Giants, there's a whole mixture of masters and weight category athletes. And UK's Ultimate Glenn's one as well is a cross reference of weight categories. It's a bit different for the men versus the women.
They are, except in lighter women, where they never take lighter men into
exactly.
Giants.
So you would have the Rhiannons and the Shannons, and then you have the 73s and the 82s and your Opens. So it's a big difference, I think, to gauge it from a men's and women's.
Okay, so let's talk about the men's. So that's the case. Like, is that why maybe Clash was so popular, do you think?
Yeah, I think just give them a bit more of a platform. So I think even before Clash, I probably would have known more of the lightweight women than I would have known the lightweight men out there, just because I feel like there's such an emphasis put on just like the heavyweight men. And then, a little bit on the 105s. It's just like those lighter weight guys never really got a chance.
They all get forgotten.
OSG, but like, where as you see like the lighter weight girls doing stuff, it really captivates the eye, because like, it's almost seen that like that kind of this old view that like women don't like be strong or this kind of stuff, that like it's a lot more impressive when people actually get to see like the light, like any kind of like women kind of.
Do you think as well, like for us, maybe that like we probably see more of what the women do because there's so many strong women in the gym and they would have been competing against them maybe? Like, we've Ayshea, Cilléin, Mary, Sharon. They've all competed internationally against a lot of these women. Is that maybe why you think we
probably
personally
more aware
more aware of the women?
Yeah.
Whereas we don't have any men really here in the
And the lighter weight
under
ones, yeah.
say
pretty
under
possibly,
90s,
yeah.
under 80s worldwide competing. Just
Possible.
I'm kind of playing devil's advocate to
Yeah,
everything
of
here.
course.
I'm not being a
Yeah,
dickhead here today.
No, not really, because it's because you're wrong.
Yeah.
So
With Chaos there as well, they run the Chaos Classic under 90s. That's absolutely blown up.
exactly.
They got decent prize money, and I think they have like 40 entries from like the best
What's
of the
that
best
supposed
around
to
the
be?
world.
Actually?
Next month.
Next month, yeah.
Next month, yeah.
Because you were about possibly going to.
I don't think we will.
Yeah.
We're probably
They have
too
a live
busy in
stream
Ullah.
for it, though, do they?
They will have a live
Yeah,
stream.
nice. Definitely have to watch
ADL
that.
are doing one.
Clash show.
It's going to be
Yeah,
really,
really
really good.
good,
I was actually hoping to go over and watch, but like
Yeah.
we've got so much going on that
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I can't see it happening.
Yeah.
Um,
I think it's going back to like OSG and
It has a
format.
place, I think.
I think it's a place. I think it's an opportunity ground for people of all weight categories to get noticed and
Yeah.
get invited to bigger shows.
Yeah.
I feel like it's because it's brought a lot of people into the limelight and given them careers in the sport. So again, since I think they're spending all this money, I definitely think that it should be more about the athlete's experience than it is for the people that are watching it, because it's like the athlete, they're putting their heart and souls into this, like, so they need to get that opportunity to go on to bigger shows. And I still think the diehard fans would still watch OSG. I think that's what I really like.
absolutely.
They'll still watch it. like.
if I wasn't at it with you every year, we'd be sitting at home watching.
Watch it, absolutely.
We would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's I suppose it has its place along with probably it would be cool to see the weight class athletes, I think, have big standalone shows.
Yes,
the
definitely.
the only thing is, right, and like I'm going against my own point here now, it's hard to draw a crowd for under 90s men. Like you Giants Live can pull 10,000 people into Royal Albert Hall, say, for the men's. My numbers could be way off here, lads, right? But I think they've sold out for the open men.
Yeah.
Can they do that for under 90 men? It's be very difficult to do.
Yeah.
It's again because you're looking at the feats of strength and you're looking at how the
People
weights
wanna
are
see
actually-
freaks.
They want to see
People
the
pay
heaviest of the
to
heaviest,
see
yeah.
freak shows.
Yeah, they do.
They
yeah.
do, like.
Which then brings you
yeah.
back to OSG. You got at least there you have an even standing field.
At least there's an
Do you know-
opportunity
The
for
opportunity for them.
getting exposure
Yeah.
on that. Yeah. It's I don't have
We
all
go
the
round in
answers, but
circles
we
for
could
a
go
while.
around in circles with this. Yeah.
Okay, so
I think for me, I'd like to see a lot more of the. Just it would be cool to see some standout weight class shows.
Yeah,
and stuff,
definitely,
Which is it is tough.
I suppose you have to like start off small, kind of maybe just like smaller arenas,
Yeah.
and then build the way up from there. Like, you can't just jump straight up to trying to fill out a 10,000 seat arena with
Yeah, exactly.
a load of under 80s and under 90s.
Yeah. One day, maybe.
Yeah,
One day,
one
yeah.
day.
after that, then
What was actually before that? So there's Ireland's Ultimates the week before, 6th of August.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's your one.
That's my one,
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
you.
it's kind of over and back between the two of us. Yeah, so Irish Strongman for Ultimate Strongman. Quick run through the events, I guess. It's 180 Husfell, one for Max Systems, 150 kg farmers for 30 meters, max axle press, 300 kg Cardella for reps, and the throwing bags at the end. So no stones this year. Yeah, no stones at all.
Sad. Forgetting.
Yeah.
But they're also nice events for you at the same time.
Yeah, no, I like them all. Like, I don't think any of these implements should get stuck in the ground, so it should be okay for this.
And nothing should
I was
land on
about
your
to say,
head.
nothing
yeah.
Yeah, the crash
No
helmet
truck
for
should get
this,
stuck in a divot or anything.
Hopefully not, anyways. But they're nice events. I think it'd be a good show. Like, just hopefully we can try and get more of a crowd down front than there was. Like, there was a decent crowd last year for like first kind of show like that. But hopefully draw a bit more.
Was there near 1,000 people last year? Was there nearly 1,000 people last year, or
No, I don't think
was it
about
my
that
way
much.
off?
Yeah, way off. I think it was about maybe a few hundred, I'd say. I don't think about that. I don't think it filled out, but I think it's about maybe 50-60%, something like that. It was
Okay.
a couple of hundred there anyways. Like, it was definitely a step up for the sport.
Yeah.
The crowd in Limerick, they really did enjoy it, like, especially having like Jamie there as well. A lot of
The local lads do have.
they do, yeah.
Because the local people will come. I think he lives around the corner from the stadium, doesn't he?
He does, yeah.
But
Something like that,
even
very
though,
local.
even for you, like, because there was me, you, Mary, who else from Galway? No one
No, it's just three of us. Pretty sure.
Yeah,
From
three
Galway.
from Galway.
Three of us, yeah.
competing. So Galway to Limerick's only an hour.
An hour, yeah.
So at least it was kind of a good.
There was a lot of
position for
Galway
everyone,
people down there.
There was,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's. I'm looking forward to that now as well.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, especially having like Johnny Kelly's coming back out
that's
of
right, yeah.
retirement, and he's looking
You're
strong.
pulling some heavy weights.
Yeah, he is. Like, he is.
He's a
Like,
strong dude.
Like, yeah.
Johnny Kelly will always say, "Oh, this most
I've-
impressive strongman I saw in the beginning when we were up in the north." And he walked out wearing just football shorts, and he pulled like 300 and something odd
He was
kilos.
380, 390.
I was
raw.
just blown away. I was like,
Jesus
and he just looked like
Christ.
some lad that walked in out of the car park.
Yeah.
So very impressive. No, he did, like, do you know what I mean? Like, he
Jeez,
wasn't.
don't offend the man. Like,
It's like he's not a small guy, but at the
Shut
same
up.
time, he's not massive.
he's not very
He's
muscular.
not, no,
He's
no,
not
he
hugely
just,
muscular.
I think it was the same time that Pa was in competing in that. I think Sean O'Hagan and Rory, no, not Rory Bremner, what's his name?
Peter Bremner.
Peter Bremner. And they were all really jacked looking, and Sean O'Hagan's like 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
Johnny Kelly came out like a regular guy,
Yeah.
like and just
Like,
deadlifted
yeah.
relatively cleanly in a powerlifting style. So
I think he's going to be a contender for the podium.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I think my podium is you on top. You better be.
Yeah.
he says this every time you jinx him. Shut up.
And then like
Yeah.
between Sean and Johnny, then second and third. I think.
Second, third, yeah.
I think you look at the lineup. I think there's going to be the 3 and a relatively big gap.
Yeah.
No offense to the rest of the lads.
As a Rory Hagan has got. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of movement events there.
Like,
Like deadlift, I feel like he'd rep out a lot of reps at 300.
Yeah.
He's done 350 raw. Broke to 370 off the floor. Husfeld, great event for him. I can imagine his farmers is pretty good. I've seen his sandbag toss. Sandbag, he throws them up high.
He didn't do amazing in the farmers here, did he? At the Strom Cup.
I don't think he did. No, he didn't win. I think like Gavin was incredibly quick, and I think Sean beat him. I think he came about like 4th. I think.
I'm gonna like not to be putting him down or anything. He's a phenomenal athlete,
Freak.
definite
Absolute
future
freak.
Ireland's strongest
Yeah.
man. But like if you go down to Glenn's there now and you're going to be on grass, and you're going to be on gas bottles, not regular farmers.
Bashing your legs.
There's a lot of variables
There
now
is,
that's going to go into this competition, and I think the people with experience of these comps, like yourself and Johnny, and then Sean as well, I think are going to be able to capitalize on that.
Yeah,
that's my personal thought on it. I think when it comes to this kind of show, like experience is going to mean a lot.
Yeah, hugely. I feel like definitely as well when it comes to like the equipment that Ultimate Strongman uses. It's almost like you get like a shock to your body when you're doing it, because like you're so used to kind of things feeling one way, but then especially like if you're on grass using like cylinder bottles, it's just I can run with 150 fairly comfortably with the farmers, but I know with that like I'm going to have to just take it one step at a time.
Yeah, it's going to be a fucking totally different approach.
Hugely,
and he's phenomenal.
It's great.
And he could win a couple of events.
Definitely,
Will his overhead let him down a little bit?
His log is good. I don't know about axle, especially I don't know about a fixed axle, because I know when people first use a fixed axle, it's a shock. You really have to kind of just relearn how to clean it. But he'll definitely be he'll make things awkward. He'll definitely mix up a lot of points. He'll definitely get in the way of a couple of people on it. So I definitely wouldn't count him out of possibly making the podium, depending on how things go. Yeah. But again, I do think maybe probably experience would definitely be.
He could prove us all wrong, and I hope he does, because he's a phenomenal athlete. But that's just my first thought. And I think after that, then like guys like Nicky Whelan, Davy Jones, Jamie McNamara. I think them guys are kind of going to be creeping under the podium, but.
Hopefully now after Jamie's injury, he's gotten better, because he made huge improvements especially from somebody who was a powerlifter going into strongman. He really showed a lot of improvements. So hopefully he can.
They could all be dangerous in around that podium area.
Who else is in that lineup?
Got the Doyle twins. I think one of them could probably break the axle record with the way they're going.
They're
very close to winning. I think it's interesting. One is coached by Big Laws, and the other one's coached by Graham Hicks.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
2 different coaches. Yeah. But like the 2 of them are phenomenal pressers. Like I know once they get it up there, like
Dean's been up here a few times and pressing, and I've watched him, and he's
crazy.
Impressive.
Yeah,
very
so much power.
Cillein's a better presser.
So there you go.
Yeah,
but Dean is a bit better at everything else. In my eyes, more rounded maybe.
Yeah.
So I know Dylan's got the log. He's got
105.
105. Record. Yeah,
phenomenal.
He just missed. Did he get the dumbbell that time, or did he just miss out on the dumbbell? So I remember he was trying to go for 2 pressing records on the same day.
I can't remember. I remember the log. I can't remember the dumbbell.
I think he may have just missed out. Could be wrong though. But great presser though.
So who we got? We've got the Doyle twins with
Ray
Foley's in there.
Yeah. Who will be dangerous in some events.
Yeah, myself, Johnny Kelly, Sean, Rory Hagan, Jamie, Nicky, Davy Jones, Aaron McLaughlin as well.
Is that everyone? Or is there more? I feel like there's more, but sure.
There's probably more, to be honest.
Kyle McGowan?
Kyle McGowan as well, yeah.
I feel like is that 11? Has anyone been counting?
No.
If we're missing someone, sorry lads.
Sorry,
But I think that's the bulk of it. I think
I
could be missing someone, all right. Yeah. So like, what are your thoughts for podiums then after that?
I'd like to think myself. I don't know how I'd take it if I don't.
Yeah.
I'm the only one there who's competed in the last 5
Yeah.
years. Like, so
Consistently.
I've been at every show since 2019. So
It's your
yeah,
time to shine,
it's
baby.
time.
Yeah,
Your
fuck
time
me,
to shine.
I can't take another second place.
Yeah, I don't think Matt can either.
I don't think I
Jesus
can either. Yeah, in
Christ.
fairness,
Yeah.
it's not just fucking you.
Like this is like it's definitely not going to be the hardest show I've done, but it's definitely been like the most pressure
Yeah.
on me for it.
I think though, like, you need to also just go in and just enjoy the show as well at the same time,
Yeah.
like you would any other show.
You
Because
have to, yeah.
if you just impose all this pressure on yourself,
yeah.
you could just blow it.
Yeah.
By
Suicide.
just you probably have to take the same approach you would with this comp as you did going into UKs. You were very calm in the first couple of days and great performances. Whereas I think if you were to go into this thinking, pressure, have to win, there's a good chance you'll fuck it up.
Fuck it up, probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
And we haven't actually spoke about this at all. So this is
Yeah.
the first time if people
Yeah.
listen. I think you really need to go into this with the same approach you have in another comp over the years. That you just want to win.
Yeah.
Not thinking the pressure of the world is on top of me or anything like that, because that's
I think that's kind of what happened last year. It's like especially after my performance at UKs. I had like all like the people working with Ultimate Strongman telling me, it's like, oh yeah, you're going to win Ireland, and everybody I met was just constantly like, and as well, I think it's when it's kind of like I have people who like around me and support me who don't know much about, they don't really know anything about the sport of strongman. And they're just kind of yes people, if you know what I mean. And it's not speaking bad, like I'm not speaking because like I appreciate their support, but like it's just like they're constantly just like say you're going to do it. And I'd rather I almost rather people not tell me I'm not going to do it, just because like it gets, for me it gets too kind of in my head that way. Whereas like I almost like when people tell me that like you're not going to do something or I'm going to beat you, like that for me.
But every day that you come in now and go, you're shit, you're not going to win. But I'm going to pack, bitch.
I suppose you have to let that shit not get to you, and you have to stay grounded and understand that when that competition starts, you're on an even keel with everyone else. You're all on 0 points.
On 0 points.
You haven't got it won. Far from
until
us, actually.
Until it's won.
And you haven't got, until you're standing on top of that fucking podium, you haven't got it won.
Absolutely.
And you know what? Like, it probably won't happen there because of the smaller numbers, but like even at UKNS finals a few weeks ago, we hit a score. Someone contested a score, so like a mistake was made on the Hoosfeld under 80s. So we corrected that score, and a guy that thought he was on the podium wasn't actually on the podium. He was actually knocked into fourth.
Oh, wow,
and he was like, "What happened there?" We're like, "Well, we actually looked back at a video where we had made a mistake in the scoring. We corrected that, and that knocked him essentially off fourth place." So like, you should never. You go into Ireland, it's nothing is guaranteed until you're stood up on that and you actually handed that trophy and you can fight them to take it off.
Exactly.
It is. It's everyone. You're gonna have the same thing this year. Everyone's gonna be telling you this is yours. You're gonna win. You'd want to be on top of that podium, and like we all joke about it as well. But you go to that competition the same as everyone else. 0 points, and you got to stay grounded and just keep chipping away and try and win events as you go. Nothing's guaranteed.
No.
Absolutely not.
And you got to block all that shit out.
Yeah, definitely. I'll just try, like, especially first event, hopefully go out second heat and just do enough to win on it. Like
that'd be the ideal situation.
That's the plan.
That's it. Like, if you can do that every competition, it's like win the first event and then go last.
Just in an ideal world.
In an ideal world,
That's it.
So that's my coaching rant to you today.
Okay, there we go.
For everyone to hear.
So I guess then after that you have Britain's.
I have Britain's Giants Live, Britain's.
Yeah.
So I suppose massive competition. First time ever that Giants have run Britain's Strongest Woman. Phenomenal lineup. Really honoured to have been. I remember when I was saying to it when it came out, it was announced, and Matt was going, "You'll get an invite to that." I was like, "I'm not going to get an invite to that. Why would I get an invite to that?" And I got an invite to it, of course, and it was a great honour, massive honour. So really looking forward to it. No events have been put out yet. We're not sure. I think they were hoping to get something out a couple of weeks back, but I suppose I think the Strongman Classic is coming up next weekend, and there's a few other bits and pieces happening. So hopefully we'll get some event information over the next couple of weeks. So I'll be able to post about that. Most of the girls who are there, I've competed against before over the past few years. So it'd be really good. It'd be really nice. I think that's the only way to explain it, because like I've competed alongside these the best in the world, and to be able to go up there and compete again in an arena though this time. So in that respect. It's the first time, I suppose. OSG is in a massive stadium, but it's not the same as what this is going to be. This is a crowd of people in an arena.
To watch 12 women lift.
And the tickets were actually almost sold out within, I think, 4 weeks of that date, quicker than the men's were.
It's crazy. It's class to see.
Because a few of the guys from here, it's been actually really lovely because there's a good few of the women from Ireland, not just say Mary and Kayla, who have tickets bought. Not just Mary and Kayla.
I'm sick of them guys.
Yeah. No. As in, it's your friends are going. That have bought tickets are really excited and are going over to watch it, and it's amazing. It's really cool.
It's great. Yeah.
And it's a lot of it's on the back of, I think, the team show last year.
Hugely,
where they had America. For those who don't know, America versus the UK, wasn't it?
UK.
And the women brought the thunder.
They did.
They absolutely brought the thunder. And I think I was talking to Dave Warner, and he was actually saying to me that at the end of the show, the queues weren't to go and see the lads, it was to see the women. Everyone wanted to get pictures with the women, and that's really what's kind of promoted it. And so it's gonna be excellent. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, I'm up against some savages. I really am.
Strong lineup.
Yeah, I'm not expected to podium. I'm not gonna go that far, but I would be gunning for middle of the pack anyway.
Yeah. Even to be a part of it as well.
Even to be a part of it, but as Matt said, I'm not going there I never go just to take part. It's not making up numbers. If I can make it difficult, I'll make it difficult. And to do the best. I always see it as a way of pitching myself against the best in the world, and I'm getting another opportunity to do that. So
hugely. And I think the standard of all those British girls is absolutely insane.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just so they're the elite of the elite, really.
Yeah, when you put it into that kind of context, they are you got Donna Moore, who's 3 times world strongest woman at Open. The GOAT in that respect for a strong woman. Hopefully Andrea will be fit. She tore her bicep 2 weeks ago, so she got surgery last week. So we're really hoping she'll be back for it. Rebecca Warders, Lucy, Rhiannon, Chloe, Annabelle.
Them few people, at first you're it's just unreal what they've done.
They're all high-level international athletes.
Absolutely.
They're not just top of their region, their nation.
This is world class.
World class. So,
world class athletes. I think the last time I was in a mix like that, again with different ages and weight categories, was Ultimates UK's 2 years ago. So it'd be really, really cool. I think we're really looking forward to it. So
it's in the Doncaster Dome.
Doncaster Dome, and it's the 30th of September, and then Britain's Strongest Man, is it? The day.
Yeah, England's Strongest Man
is the following day. So so it's gonna be very, very cool.
It'd be good to see if we can start getting as they have with Giant Side, you got regular kind of men's shows throughout the years. If you have we have Britain's, but then also have the Strong Woman Classic.
I was about to say the Strong Woman Classic would be
something like that.
Absolutely fantastic.
Get some of the girls from all around the world and stuff like that.
Yeah, a Strong Woman Classic.
People definitely watch it. There's no doubt.
Absolutely.
To be honest, a lot of the time where you watch the Ireland Classic last year, the women were more entertaining to me than the men were.
I agree.
Stole the show.
I generally find I don't know what it is. I find the women more entertaining a lot of the time.
It's the same. I definitely agree with that. I think it's weird because most other sports there's always such a disparity between men and women's the sides of it. But I feel with strongman, it's fairly on par.
Yeah,
it's everyone who's watching strongman is also watching strongwoman, and vice versa. It's it's good to see that they're very kind of evened on it.
And I think from a fan's point of view or a general public point of view, you're seeing that with the ticket sales for the Strongest Woman. Because I've been to Giants with you, and I've been to Ultimates, and we've been around the world at competitions, right? And what I've noticed at these big arena stadium shows, 90% of the crowd probably don't lift weights. Or if they do, they're not competitive strongmen women. Just looking at physiques around the place, you know what I mean? Most people, but you're looking around, you're this skinny dude over there, big fat person over there, and you're look, you're just looking at people, you're loads of kids. Kids love watching it.
Love it.
It's just I'm offending a load of people here now, but it's but that's you're just looking around, you're you don't look like you lift weights, and honestly, you look at the crowd, and you've probably seen it at UK's yourself, and it's just it looks like regular people that just love strongman. So and we would always think that they all want to watch the biggest freaks, which is the men. But obviously they want to watch the women that are
as well.
The biggest freaks as well, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's pretty cool.
No, it's cool. It's gonna be very, very cool. So what else have we got then?
Good. So then I get back to myself. Then end of October we have the Ireland's what's the title for this?
The Giants Live Ireland Strongest Man.
Giants Live Ireland Strongest Man, which is going to be in Belfast. I'm not sure the name of the arena they have for it. But
I can't remember.
yeah, it's supposed to be decent size, though.
Yeah. I think like a few hundred seats. I'm not sure if it's the same place the log deadlift was in years ago that you was on. No, that's not Belfast.
At Belfast. No, that was
okay,
up.
never mind.
Yeah.
I kind of know the events, but I can't put it out there. I've been told, so that's to be kept quiet. It's in an arena in Belfast. It's going to be fucking cool.
Yeah.
And what I think the best thing about it is it's not like, okay, so how would I put it? It's competition to Ultimate Strongman's Ireland's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
And why I think it's a good thing is because healthy competition between promoters makes everybody get better.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So now Ultimate Strongman have to get better because they have competition again through Giants Live Official Strongman. And they have to do better than Ultimate Strongman. So every year, if they're competing against each other to do better and better, it's going to be better for the athletes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
The competitions get bigger, the events get cooler. The promoters will want to do more for the athletes to get them to keep coming and so on and so on. And I think it's a really good thing for the sport.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, we don't need any more federations, but having one isn't good.
It's not.
No. I think no, it's not. I think we're all in agreement with that.
It's a cartel.
Yeah,
It's a cartel,
essentially.
yeah.
And then the promoters can kind of
Things
do what they
become
want.
stale.
Things
Yeah.
become stale.
Yeah.
The promoter can do what they want. They can treat athletes the way they want because the athletes have no choice but to compete there.
Yeah.
And we've kind of seen that. I believe we've seen that over the last few years in Ireland. However, with a new federation now, not that they're new, but they're a federation that's coming back. That was here already. It's going to create really healthy competition.
Yeah.
And I think that is the absolute best scenario for the athletes.
Definitely.
It'll make them increase prize money, better treatment, cooler events, cooler venues. Just everything has to get better.
Yeah.
And that's my personal view on it anyway.
I think as well, we definitely do have a high standard in the country when it comes to just like strongman, strongwoman. Between say even the natural and the untested federations, there's a lot of very, very good athletes out there. So it's good to see that we're kind of getting more avenues to actually kind of expose it and kind of grow the sport, because I feel like it's just people just even when I was over at Britain's and people were asking, who else in Ireland is there? And it was just nobody, they don't pay attention because we don't actually have much of an avenue to advertise.
Yeah.
I think it's what we're probably more stronger on the women and on the lighter weight men's side.
On international level,
on international level than we will be.
But again, a lot of them got their exposure through going to OSG, as you spoke about earlier. That put them out there.
It kind of made things grow through that. I feel like it's definitely
another avenue for exposure as well.
Yes,
for the athletes, and that's very important as well. So I'm just going to put that out there that before people think I'm not running this competition. I've just been speaking to the promoter. It's Dave Warner. So if you want to know someone with messages, get on to him, not me. But it's him that's running this. I've been chatting to him because I'm running the 105s, 80s, and 90s, and we were kind of working together on that. So that's how I have information, I suppose. That's how I know about it. But it's it's exciting.
Yeah, definitely.
I think it is, and I suppose we were lucky from the women's side of things is we started from scratch with nothing, and we've managed to have probably more avenues than what the men had. And you didn't have those chances, and now you are getting those choices back, which is great. Because at the moment we need more women to come forward, but we do have way more opportunities in some senses than what the guys have had. So to get this now is massive. And,
definitely. I think as well it's going to bring out a lot more athletes who just haven't really been competing the last few years either. Or who've just strayed away just because of for whatever reason. I think it's definitely going to bring out a lot more from the open men's.
And not to be shitting on a certain promoter, but if athletes don't like a promoter and they don't want to do his shows and they're an open man, it kind of just puts them out of the sport.
It does,
and we have seen some of that down through the years in Ireland, I believe. I think we've seen a lot of that.
A lot of people just
dropping off, maybe going back to powerlifting, and that's it, and they just stay there. Or didn't come out of powerlifting because they don't like what they see in strongman. So again, having competition might bring some of these people back, or in future will stop people going back to powerlifting or just doing powerlifting instead, because there's a clear avenue of what you can do and where you can go. So I think for the sport as a whole in Ireland, it's going to be good. I hope so.
I think as well, just to say, I know this is something I was talking to you about before, and I said I want to do it from the women's side, is to actually, I think we need to probably create a roadmap, a visual roadmap for people, so they can actually see now if they do this qualifier?
Mhm.
Where does it go?
That's a good idea,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Because I know that some of the feedback I was getting from the women was like, well, how do I qualify to do this competition? Do I have to qualify? And then where can I go with that? So maybe for the men now, because you do have these different pathways, it's something that we could put together and put out there.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is,
Especially
yeah.
visual reference.
Literally a
Yeah.
roadmap, a visual
Yeah, yeah.
roadmap that can be put there and found wherever on the site or a Facebook page.
Yeah, that's a really good idea because again, people don't know.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't realize how they actually can progress with it and hold them back in that ways.
So I suppose getting confirmation as well on our side from the people at the top,
Absolutely.
find out
yeah.
exactly what qualifies for what is going to
Yeah.
be a good idea, and then we can put our roadmaps together and just post out there for people to see.
Exactly.
And I think if people can see a roadmap to progress into international events, they're more
A bit
likely
more
to.
willing to,
Absolutely.
instead of just walking around blind and just
Yeah.
not wanting to put themselves out there.
Yeah.
That's a
Cool.
good idea.
Yeah.
So just then kind of moving on to a few of the shows that we're running. Our next biggest show, the OSG under 80, under 90, and under 105s. What is the date of that? I can't remember. September.
The 10th of September, I think.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
So that's again in line with official strongman and Dave Warner. We're running the under 80s, 90s, and 105s.
Yeah.
We've actually added a masters category to that as well. I don't know how many masters we have in Ireland, but we said we'd throw it in there because they're the same weight as the 90s.
Yeah.
So it's no hassle to run it at all. And it gives them an opportunity, which is what we want. It's a direct qualifier for OSG.
In fairness,
Worlds.
we've probably got a few masters strongmen now.
I'd say so.
Like,
Yeah, we
there's
might
probably
do.
a few there,
I don't know.
Yeah,
That
might
like the
come out,
conversation we have with Dave was like, we don't know who is there, but we'll put it in and we'll see what happens.
Try draw them out.
Try and draw them out. Yeah. So the winner of each category qualifies for OSG Worlds in December this year, and they will be getting their entry fee paid, which is $300 or
Around
$250 or something like that.
300, yeah.
So I think the most exciting part about this is we're not just running in a gym.
Yes.
Well, I haven't put pen to paper yet. The deal is confirmed. They're happy with all the other nitty gritty.
Signed on the dotted
I
line
literally have
as
to go
well.
down there and sign the dotted line whenever we can set the meeting up. But the Black Box Theatre in Galway is where we're planning on running it. So it's 400-seater venue, 20 meter by 20 meter by like 10-meter floor space for the competition, which is massive.
Yeah.
So I think like we're thinking of 15-meter track basically,
Yeah.
which is a good size. Should be able to run doubles or even triples maybe on a
Yeah.
couple of events. I'll probably keep it at just doubles though. Keep it nice and clean
Yeah.
and simple.
To be the first indoor arena show.
I believe
Definitely in the south.
And
anyway.
definitely in the south anyway.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone
I
else
don't
has done this.
Yeah, I definitely not. Like, which is it's great. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like especially having it in a place like Galway, it's still towards the end of summertime. Like, you still have like a lot of kind of tourist people around and stuff. Like,
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm really hoping that we get a lot of local people coming
I think
to
so.
watch
I
this.
feel like it'd be a great opportunity to actually make a lot more fans and bring a lot more people in sport around Galway for this.
I said to Ayshea a few weeks ago, like, I was like, I feel like a cop out. And you're kind of, what? I was like, we've done an awful lot to grow strongman in Ireland. I don't think I've done enough locally.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? Okay, yeah, we've got this gym and people can come and do, but do we advertise enough locally? Do we push for people to come in and do strongman?
That's a good point.
Because
if you consider the fact that, like, say, like, even when I started here, how many more strongman gyms have opened up around the country? Even they may be small ones, but they're
groups
they're
of
groups
people,
that that's
yeah.
one point. It's more that we've got more groups kind of spread across the country now. But I think we probably have put a little bit more focus on like trying to draw more people from other areas
into competitions and stuff and grow
actual
that.
athletes.
But I feel like I've copped out a bit. I'm like, we haven't done enough to get more athletes involved in Galway with strongman, stealing them from powerlifting and CrossFit, whatever we can do, or just advertising more. So I'm hoping that maybe this event having a huge, in a big venue, this is what you're from Galway, you want to compete at home. This is something you can be next year or in a few years' time if you commit to working hard and blah blah the usual carry on. So there's more we have to do there. I have some stuff I want to work on, but I do. I just came. I think it was after UK's. I was like really happy with how we ran. And I was like,
when we were talking to Steve, and how GBA has how did it grow? And I think that interview he kind of talks about the people coming in,
getting them in strongman and stuff. And I was like, don't think we've done enough of that here in Galway, So that's
definitely brought in a lot more people, especially with the INSF. Like, it's
around the country.
If you look at INSF, that's about 70 people alone in INSF at the moment, like at least.
That was just nationals.
Yeah, and then
I think we have over 100 members.
And I know those people weren't there when I started 5-6 years ago. So like to bring 70 people into that, and then that's not including like novice enters
and the league,
first timers, stuff like that. Like you're talking probably close over 100 people we brought in
I'd say in the last 2 years alone.
Yeah.
Probably, if not more.
At least 100 people.
Yeah. So like, which is really cool.
Yeah,
that's really cool.
Class,
but I think for me, we have to focus a bit more local, which we're probably getting a bit off topic anyway. But so I'm hoping this event will do a bit of that.
I think so.
I hope as well as that, it'll be a really cool event. You know, lights, smoke, cameras, action, all that. You know, carry on.
Yeah.
I think we're going to make kind of a spectacle.
Yeah.
We're kind of going to make a spectacle. Live stream, all that, everything, the full whack, in a really cool venue. So I'm hoping like 80s, 90s, 105s be looking at this event this year, and people in the weight categories might go, geez, I really want to be there.
Yeah.
You know, next year or the year after. So
especially get this like as a regular thing in Ireland.
Yeah.
You know, like maybe next year probably try and maybe like even have it as like a summertime kind of event.
Next year it has to be in March.
It has to be in March, does it?
Yeah. So there's going to be a Britain and Ireland's strongest finals with official strongman next year in around May. Luke Davies is actually running it.
Oh wow, okay.
So this is going to be a qualifier for that.
Yeah.
And then that comp, then I'm not sure if that comp is going to be the qualifier for Europe's or if our comp will be.
Yeah.
So there's, again, the pathway, I'm not 100% sure of how. I think it will qualify for OSG Worlds. Europe, I'm not sure. It will definitely qualify for that British and Irish finals.
Yeah.
So that's just for the weight class athletes.
Yeah.
Giants Live then will do the Open, Strongest Woman, and Britain's Strongest Man.
I suppose like, if you have one in September and one in March, it could be a good thing because it keeps things fresh.
Yes.
People's minds, you know what I mean? Like,
this one is just get us going.
Get us going,
Get the competition running again. Get the weight classes running again in Ireland.
Yeah.
And then another big one in March. And again, we have to step it up a gear.
Step it up, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And hopefully even as well, like try and get the what was the Strong Cup. Had that in there as well. Like
that's the idea. I think that'd be my two events to have in the black box next year.
Definitely.
And that's probably about it for the like, to be honest with you, like I told you as well. So I got the email one day last week to say, yeah, we're happy with all that information, blah blah blah. Will we book the venue in? Well, you know, will we 100% book it in for that day? I shit myself. Absolutely. I didn't reply to the email. I got that email like 9:30 in the morning. I think I seen it at 11. And like I came back that night here at 9 o'clock or so, and I was like, I got confirmed, but I couldn't reply. And she's like, what? I was like, I shit myself. I'm scared. It's kind of scary, like, because it's a 400 seater. You got to try and fill that fucker out, right?
Yeah.
And there's also like the financial implications of the insurance, the cost of the venue, which I'm not going to go into. But like, I just for a moment, I was like, oh, what if this doesn't work out? What if I look like a fucking idiot here? But the next morning, then I replied, it's like, go for it. You got to just bite the bullet. I did, though. I absolutely.
You have 2 kidneys. You only need one.
Yeah.
Fine, you can sell it.
I shoot my pants for a bit, like I did.
I think it'd be easier to sell seats in there than I think. Do we think?
I hope so. I hope you're right.
Like maybe not like fill out, but I'd say for the most part, you probably sell tickets for that.
Yeah. And look, the next thing is we do have to look for sponsors. I mean,
hugely.
That's you know, like if we get enough sponsors, to be honest, I will, and like everything's covered, I'll increase the athlete's prize pot as well a bit more. Like not just being their fees, to give them a few $100 on top of their entry fee as well, which would be a nice touch for them all.
Would definitely, step in the right direction.
Again, all dependent on what we can
do.
We can get in, sponsors wise and that. But yeah, it's a funny one, all right, isn't it? You think I just accept right away and be happy? No, I absolutely shit my pants.
Okay, so then just moving on then to a few of the smaller. We got the Battle for Mana coming up.
Yeah,
it's in July.
Yeah.
So we got 4 or 5 a week, not even.
About
2 weeks. It's 20th of June. Yeah.
3 weeks, isn't it? Something like that.
Months crept up on me. Yeah, so it's only about 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
This seems like they've got a pretty good setup up there. They got a lot of local sponsorships,
a lot of
new equipment made for it and everything. So it seems like it's going to be fairly decent show up there.
Yeah. So like Declan and Kira were on to us. They wanted to do this in DC Fitness. I think that's Declan and Kira Fitness, right? Is that what
I
DC
think
means? Yeah. So they want to run line at Steph Comp. We're like, yeah, cool. We want to move it around the country. We want to have comps all over the place to help grow things, as we spoke about earlier. And Decky went above and beyond to local companies looking for sponsors and stuff. So he got like extra throwing bags in. He got the rope and harness for the truck pull, and load of companies handed him trucks that to potentially use for the truck pull. He got a big stone over bar thing, wooden yoke made up. It looks really cool, similar to what you've seen in the Ireland Classic. Sponsored again. So like that's brilliant. Like, so there's a big festival on up there called the Lady of the Lake
or something.
And it's going to be a massive crowd. So spectatorship's going to be huge. So it's good to have these cool events from spectators' point of view, because again, it'll get more people interested in sports. So fair play to them. They've put a good bit of work into helping us get this one off the ground, and we'll probably do something there yearly. I have to be honest. If they keep getting stuff like this going and cool events, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
And then it's the Battle of the Tribes here in Galway in November.
First timers, yeah.
Oh,
first I got the first timers first.
That's only 2 weeks
That's
time.
first timers is actually 2 weeks time.
First week, 2 weeks.
So we've got
Jesus, you couldn't put this in order, lads.
yeah.
I was just writing down like
First timers a little over 2 weeks. 2 weekend next weekend, not this weekend. Next weekend.
The following weekend.
We've got over 20 athletes, don't we, between men and women?
Yeah, between the men.
So it's going to be a nice little first timers comp. Around 20 is always good.
Yeah. I think it's not too many people. It's not overwhelming for
It's not
newcomers.
yeah, put them off. Yeah.
It's a little bit more fun.
So yeah, it's I'm looking forward to that. I love the first timers comps because you're giving them their first avenue into the sport.
It is,
and you're hoping then that this keeps them in now and they keep chipping along.
Yeah.
Give them a good experience.
Yeah.
Hope, fingers crossed.
Again, I like sort of like this kind of the lightheartedness that a lot of them have about it. Like it's not so
fun.
serious and down to it. Like it's a lot of fun.
There's no crying when it goes wrong and stuff like that, screaming and throwing belts.
Yeah.
So Static Monsters in October, then same weekend as the Giants live show.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening, you're like, oh fuck. Static Monsters on the Sunday, the Giants live show is on the Saturday, so we'll be at both of them. So you can be too.
Yeah. Get a big bus.
They're not clashing per se.
No.
Same weekend, but they're not on the same day.
And then have the Battle of the Tribes in that November.
The Battle of Tribes in November, that is the another last INSF event for the year. So that should finish us off nicely for the INSF, and it's been a really good year for it. In fairness,
It has
hugely.
I think,
especially with that UK's, it's great.
Between running UKs as well, like that,
and hopefully what it will do is it will grow for next year.
Yeah.
The people have seen and really enjoyed it and seeing the avenues again. There now is from the Natty side of things. And that's only going to get bigger and better from a worldwide perspective as well. So
I'm excited for that whole side of things. I think it's going in the right direction.
Yeah. So the INSF Nationals is going to be in January.
So because the lads over in the UK, they run the UK and its qualifiers in January and February normally. We had done March typically. Well, we done March last year for INSF, which qualifies for that event. That kind of leaves the Irish athletes at a disadvantage because they've less time to get ready. But also with us now running, say, the 80s, 90s, 105s in March as well. And then the UKs will be in, it's June this year, but I think it might be May next year.
Around, I think,
And then they're going to have this British, say the official strongman, British and Irish under 80s, 90s and 105s as well around a similar time. I think we felt that we needed to bring nationals back to January, so that the athletes that want to do all of that, so they want to do the natural side and the non-tested side, they have plenty of time to get ready for both these competitions. Whereas if we leave nationals to March, we're giving them no chance really, and they're trying to get ready for maybe 10 events over 2 competitions. It's just better, particularly for the international
as well for the women, because what we were finding is the tested and the untested Ireland's strongest women were running like 2 weeks apart in March, and if there's other competitions, then it's tough. It's hard enough to get women in as it is without without putting too much together.
So we think this spread will be better.
Definitely.
And I think there's a lot of guys as well that do the Irish naturals that will do the weight classes that aren't tested. So we need to give everybody an opportunity.
Give them a chance.
The one good thing about us running both sides of it for all the weight classes is that we can kind of set the space apart. I'm in contact with the guys in the UK that are running the next level up, I suppose. So if they're like Luke will be running natural UKs in Ireland next year, and he's also running the official strongman 80s, 90s, 105s and the weight class women as well. So we're always in contact, and it's good that we can work together to spread everything out nicely, because it gives the athletes the best opportunities.
And you get more, at least then you're going to be guaranteed getting those athletes come there.
Well, there you
Instead
go.
Of
as well,
having to pick and choose, between competitions. Which is always difficult to choose.
Absolutely, it can be difficult. So promoters working together is the way forward.
I just have questions. So with the INSF growing each year and having roughly about 70 people,
about 100
members
anyway.
100 members.
100
members, about 70 at nationals. Like if it got to the point where it kept growing and it got to the point where you're having close to over 10, 15 in each group, would you consider doing the qualifiers and then having the national event?
We spoke about this, and I want to do. I actually, this might as well throw it out there now. My idea is we've kind of slightly different opinions, but kind of the same. So I want to run qualifiers in 2024 for 2025.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So we'll have our nationals. Anyone can do that in January. But after that, then we'll probably at some point, maybe late in the year, have a qualifier for next January's nationals.
Yeah.
Now, where it gets a little bit sticky is the women's side of it because the numbers aren't quite there. The men's categories, the numbers are there, like.
Especially for the under 80s and under 90s.
80s, 90s, not quite masters in fairness, but the Opens is quite big as well.
Quite big, yeah.
So like all the men's categories are quite big and popular. So we could definitely run qualify them. You don't want it saturated with numbers. We don't want to have a nationals that got 20 people in a category.
Yeah.
You know, you want. I would rather take the best 7, 8, 6 even. You know, have a smaller group and like have the best of the best there. You know, and it's a really good competition then. But the women's side of it, we just don't really have the numbers yet to do that. So it's really hard to figure out what to do there. Do we just do it for the men next year and let all the women come in? Maybe we have to do that. I don't know just yet.
Yeah. So one way to go about it is like if you had like a cutoff date for, you know, registering, and if you see you've got, you know, like 12 plus people registering for the one thing, right, we'll have a qualifier for that event for that category, let's say.
Yeah.
Until the others can catch up. Because I mean, like, again, there's a lot of strong women in the country who should definitely be like put themselves to do these competitions.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like they are out there.
They are out there again, but we've seen this issue over the years with the women, and now it is getting better, but it's got a long way to go.
It does, yeah.
And it's just like Strong Women Ireland. So we're so heavily involved in trying to get the sport up and running and getting people into it in the country, and we have ideas and we have plans, like 2-year projection of what we want to look at, is trying to get that to a better level of women, level of competitors. I do think that qualifiers or regionals is not going to be a go
For the women.
for 23, 24.
24, 25.
Oh, 24, 25. Yeah. I would be hoping that 25, 26, we will definitely be there. And again, like the same with women, you know, there's loads of strong women out there. There's women who are doing strong women who haven't competed at all this year. They come and support competitions, but they're not out there competing. I don't know why.
Yeah,
that might be their choice. We're trying to be as inclusive as we can with regards to putting competitions around the country, so people are not having to always travel to one area.
It would be nice if they just came to Galway. Not easy for us.
It would be, yeah. But again, we're trying to travel as well, so we're putting that amount of our commitment into trying to bring it to people. Yeah, like we have plans, we have ideas of what we can do to improve that. And like over the next few weeks, we'll be putting out more information. There's some very big news coming. I think I've ascertained this a couple of podcasts ago, but we will be making a big release there in the next few days, hopefully. And again, direction, because I think I was talking to a couple of women who were like, well, I don't know, do I have to qualify to do nationals? So maybe there's an unsurety there. Maybe they haven't been asking those questions when we've put them out there, going, oh, I don't know how do I get to nationals? Not knowing that at the moment, you just sign up for nationals. So there is work to be done there, I think, but it's going to be a while, I think.
I personally would like to see that every national level competition in the country has a qualifier.
I'd like that too, yeah.
I think so that we have the best of the best. I know it's not that easy to do right away.
No.
We obviously have to work on numbers first of all and get the numbers up there, but I'm sure like everybody would like to see that, right?
Make it a lot more prestigious and be a lot more meaningful if you actually qualify.
More meaningful, it should be meaningful to qualify.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to compete in competition.
Yeah.
That would be like, that's what we want.
Yeah.
So I think we can do that with men next year. I think we leave 2024's naturals in January open to anyone. And I think we communicate then that we're communicating now, I suppose, that the men will have to qualify to compete at next year's nationals.
The following
year. Yeah. So it'll have to qualify later in 2024 for 2025. And we probably give the podium from each category a buy into into next year's nationals.
Oh yeah. That's fair.
I think that would make sense, right? So that the likes of, say, like let's look at last year's 80s, Liam McConville, Kyle Scott, and Sean Cassidy. They wouldn't have to then, if they say podium again in 24 in January, they wouldn't have to qualify for 25s.
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
We want them guys straight in anyway.
Exactly.
We're the strong in that category so far, so bang straight in. And we get the next blood of competitors to try and come into it. Now, what that does is put more work on us. So I think,
of course it is.
But I think maybe like we take out something like the tribes or make that the qualifier or something. I don't think we need to add any more comps. I think
absolutely
we spoke about this. We're going to pull back a bit next year.
And like even from the women's side, that's what we're looking at. Is going, perhaps it was too flooded this year. Maybe we need to pull it back. Was it too overwhelming? Do we need to be more select with what we're doing? And again, tying in with the INSF because it's one and the same in so many ways. is that we don't have that overlap. We don't have that flooding of the competitive year.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will create more of a balance, I suppose.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Anything else there?
So it's just kind of last thing to mention is just about the GSP League 3 events.
Yeah, so League 3 is scheduled for 3rd September in the RAC Gymnasium. Now we heard some really sad news we got some really sad news there. Over the weekend, Richard Waycott, who owns the RAC Gymnasium, has passed away. So condolences to Richard's family, his friends, and everyone around him, and the gym members, who I'm sure are going to be devastated at his loss. At this time, we're doing nothing about League 3. We're just going to leave it as it is and let everyone just digest what's happened. Let his family and everyone and the members up there and all his friends just settle with the news, and we'll maybe think about what we're going to do in a week or two. But at this moment in time, I don't think it's too important to do anything with that event.
No, yeah, leave it as it is.
I think we just leave it as it is. Yeah, League 4, we're going to be running all right in GSP in November 26th or 25th, whatever that Sunday is that weekend. So we can look ahead to that. But for now, I think League 3 we just leave as it is, and
just take it as it comes.
I mean, at this time, like sorting out, people will be asking, but like as they hear the news, but it doesn't matter. It's not important right now.
It really isn't.
What we do, we'll still do it that weekend. That's the plan.
Yeah.
But where, how, what isn't important right now.
Yeah.
There's a family grieving and there's friends grieving right now. So I think that's
fair.
Yeah. So sad news, unfortunately, in strongman world.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think other than that, we've more covered all the shows for the year.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
It's a lot of shows.
Yeah, full almost hour.
Of talking about competitions.
Yeah, look at that now.
And we didn't even talk about OSG World that you're going to do later in the year.
Oh yeah, so OSG World.
We can do that in another episode, I suppose.
This is his own episode.
That'll be there before we
That will be nearly its own episode.
It will,
There's a whole
so.
section. Yeah, there's a lot going on, lads.
Yeah,
there is.
There's a lot
yeah,
going on.
lots to plan, lots to
think about.
Yeah, lots to think about. Yeah.
And like we said, we will. I think next year we are going to pull back a little bit. Like I said earlier, the first timers probably won't be its own standalone show. It might be a category within one of the league events.
What you maybe even do is just kind of like not even say cut back, or even just maybe just like sublet some competitions to other gym owners. Yeah, I know that you kind of. I know what you mean. Like, you kind of. You have to build up a trust.
Yeah, and that's not disrespectful to anyone. It's just that
we know we run a good show,
and we're control freaks.
Yeah.
He's a control freak.
I'm a control freak. I am. It would be hard for me to just say, right, here's League 3 of GSP League, off with you.
I'm thinking more just for like first timer competitions. You know, the smaller, those smaller competitions. You know, the ones that don't
potentially,
like as we had for like the Battle of Clara.
Chances are we'd still have to travel though and go to it, won't we? And
I think as well.
I know what you mean, though. I do.
Yeah.
I see what you mean, and definitely maybe some with INSF down the years.
But what we are seeing is that there are more like promoters or gyms around the country that are starting to run more first timers and beginners, and
which is good,
which is cool. So hopefully, if they see what we do, we've set a standard, and that they try to follow that in the right manner, not just bastardize standards and classes and stuff. And keep a kind of standard, and they get those groups of people in. That will then
especially for first timers, like you don't want some like Aegis just running the first times comp because people never do it again.
Like I won't name any names or anything, but somebody had been coming to me for a bit of technical work. They went over to the UK to do a competition at the weekend, and I don't think there was probably more than 15 competitors. The competitors were all run one at a time. There was an hour and a half, I think, between events. There was, this person is very, very new and very, very green to strongman. And I was shocked. They were sending me updates. Like, I'm not coaching this person. It's just I've been working, just helping them. And I was really shocked. So I was like, shit, if that's, that's a standard that's still kind of experienced over there, I'm really hoping that's not something that would be continuing to happen here.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Because we're smaller. But that could put an awful lot of people off. That would put me off.
It would put me off,
Yeah, it would.
But that's what put me off powerlifting when I done the IDFPA and was like, was like, I think
6 hours
I
later,
was supposed to
yeah.
start my squad at 5 and I didn't start till 10:30 at night.
Yeah, was that done in Cork?
Yeah, that was in Cork. Yeah,
That-
honestly,
I was
yeah.
at that con.
Yeah, it was a terrible day.
Because I
Terrible
would have been
2
squatting the
days.
same as you because I was open women and we got left until
Yeah, really.
Oh
it
my
was,
God,
it was
Cilléin,
10,
look
half
at it.
10, something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. Like, it was so long the day.
Yeah, that's
Just to be there like
Yeah.
8 in the morning. Like,
And you never
waves.
powerlifted again, did you?
No, didn't. I was like, fuck this. I'm never doing
Yeah.
this again.
Yeah.
Like, and it, like, cause I always thought power was a cool sport. And I was like, this is terrible. Like,
Now,
Yeah.
I will have to say
Yeah.
that most federations you go to now in Ireland, you wouldn't see
oh
that.
yeah, of course.
way
Yes,
better,
definitely,
yeah.
Things have
But
gotten better.
that's what I'm saying. It was a badly run competition that put me off the sport.
Exactly.
Like,
So if
I've been
that's
I've been
what you're
shows now and
experiencing-
it's been completely different, and it's enjoyable, it's fast paced. But after that, I was just so bored and just like
Yeah.
I felt I was in the doctor's waiting room the whole day.
Yeah.
Just honest to God, I just wanted to go home. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than
No.
that. Nothing worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's important. I think that. I don't know. You all seen me lead up to competitions here the days before. Like, I have to have things right.
yeah,
I'm very anal, so I will find it hard to offload competitions to other people. It's probably the right thing to do at some point,
Yeah.
but I will just find it really hard to let the full reins go off. It's just
Yeah.
it's just not in me at the moment.
Yeah.
I'm trying to delegate more and let things off, but you've all seen it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a fucking
Sorry.
antichrist sometimes. I am, like, but I want things done right.
Sometimes.
That's fair. Yeah, it's fair though.
And we run good comps
Yeah,
because of it.
course. Yeah.
All because I'm an antichrist.
Yeah.
I know. No, that's just look. It's down to the crew as well. But yeah, have
Cool.
we
Yeah.
babbled on
that's
enough?
it.
Have
Yeah.
we?
I think we have
that's it.
rambled.
So
Bored
leave
shite.
it- leave it at that.
Yeah.
The pants of everyone.
Yeah, sure. Look, hopefully you enjoyed that one. That's number 17.
17, yeah.
Hit us up with some topics, lads. We'll be back next week for more chats.
Yeah, if you have any
Chit-chats.
questions or anything, let us know.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay,
bye.
bye.
Thanks very much.